Hi everyone, it's Natalie here from Sanskrit Blue. Welcome to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, the main purpose of the video is to let everyone know that I'll be about to take a break. I will be taking a break from YouTube and social media starting now. It's very hard to remain effective in my work as a doula serving families if I'm spread too thin. I also just agreed to take on a new client that I'll be working with starting next week, and I need much more time to accommodate that situation because I anticipate that that's going to be a lot. COVID-19 has completely changed the way that families are able to help their loved ones in hospitals, nursing homes, and assisted living communities, which means that they cannot effectively manage or oversee their loved ones' care. While most of my work to date has been done remotely in the last few months, I'm presently negotiating whether it is reasonable or even possible to be allowed into hospitals and other facilities in order to have eyes on a client and help oversee their care. It remains to be seen. And I need more time to think about it and the implications of doing it very, very carefully. Some of you will remember from my last video that was my July update that was an extremely stressful month. For better or worse, things have changed very little in the time since. A break is needed because time for respite and self-care without additional distraction is also very necessary if I'm going to be effective. That said, I also feel it's necessary to offer an update about social justice and publishing. I think we can suffice it to say that the time limitations that I've encountered since July, both with the EOL clients and online teaching, have meant that I can either send emails and or make phone calls on behalf of Matthew Rushin, or I can post about his situation and about other areas of concern that I feel that are in need of immediate attention, but I cannot do both. And I certainly can't do both while I'm trying to offer daily readings Monday through Friday, alongside deck reviews and videos and all of the other things that I really want to do. It simply is impossible. That leads me to my next point, which is that my most recent choices seem to have left many people feeling confused about my perspective, focus, and intent where social justice, Black Lives Matter, and publishers are concerned. That has also led to the receipt of criticism on social media of late, and whether or not it was intended is irrelevant. What's important is that some of the questions which have been raised are worthy of further consideration and inquiry with regards to my role as a reviewer for Schiffer and the greater social justice issues within the MBS publishing industry. The first thing I need to tell you is that I don't have any insider information that is not already available to the public on social media. I'm not hiding anything or withholding anything. I just literally have nothing new to report. I believe strongly in transparency and accountability, so if I had anything new to report, I would have. The second thing I wish to address is that my relationship with Schiffer is, at best, unclear. I contacted them in February about reviewing decks. They were interested in having me do that, and then I heard nothing back from them again until they reached out to me in June asking if I was still interested. I said that I was, that my interest in social justice had also changed my reasons for wanting to engage, and that if they wanted to send me decks to review or promote, I'd prefer to do so for POC creators and authors, but I also said that I was interested in knowing more about what decks and authors they were interested in promoting. Schiffer responded by sending me a box full of decks and a few books to review. The majority of the decks they sent to me were by creators or authors of color. They also included decks and books they thought I might like based on my interests and the interests that I had expressed to them back in February. I have chosen to treat all of them as items to be reviewed in the spirit of fairness and transparency, and I felt that it presented an opportunity to offer daily readings for free on Instagram as a part of that process. That is all information that I have either shared openly or publicly here or on Instagram. I say that because in a public post by Tom Benjamin on Instagram last week, Queen Osset inquired about what Schiffer's reason or purpose might be in asking a non-POC to review decks created by POCs. She also wanted to know through what lens that was intended to be viewed. And she felt that it was possibly also, quote, just as problematic as totally ignoring or disregarding people of color. I don't have an answer for that. Frankly, I don't even know how to answer that question at all. I do expect, however, that Schiffer Red Feather are the ones who are actually in the best position to answer a question of that import, which is also why I tagged them in the post. I can, however, answer for what my own personal motivation was for requesting decks by POC. And that is because I wanted to promote the creators and authors and support their work on a broader scale. That is why my videos have included not only information regarding the deck or book that Schiffer published, but the creator's work outside of that relationship. Even a cursory viewing of Benabel Wynn's video about income derived from the selling of mass market books and decks tells us that creators make very little from them. The advantage of a mass market deck or book comes from the credibility that it establishes in every other area of their business and professional lives. However, promoting one deck by an author or creator published by Schiffer opens the door for all of us to learn about and support all the other aspects of that creator's work and business. Every single one of the creators whose decks Schiffer has sent me has a thriving business and further offerings to promote, which is why I chose to seek out everything I could about each one of them in order to further promote and support their livelihood and work. Part of the way I did that was by putting links to everything that they do underneath every video about them. Although Monika Bodersky is not a POC creator, I also chose to do the same for her because I just admire her work. Something that I also want to be clear about is that the people in my real life, the people who know me away from YouTube, the people who know me as a teacher, as a doula, as a professor, as someone who is not a YouTube personality or a TarotTube personality, really know that what I'm about to say is absolutely the truth. Few things in life make me happier than seeing people succeed. And cheerleading, supporting, and valuing those who are courageous enough to put forth the efforts of the authors whose decks I have so far worked with is a joy. It's a pleasure and an honor, and I make no apology for that. That said, I would also like to take Queen Ossette's question about Schiffer's intent to Schiffer directly. I would also hope to establish a personal contact within each of these publishers and really see if it's possible to create a dialogue moving forward. So far, that has not been successful. In the meantime, I can point to everyone to US Games, who has made great strides in signing POC creators in recent months. A great person to follow in that regard is at Colorful Lynn on Instagram, because she's an open source of information who is all too happy to dialogue openly with any of us about what is going on at US Games. And I found her to be incredibly personable, supportive, and very, very open. Creating real change within the publishing industry, especially in the MBS industry, is not, however, a job for one person. It's actually the responsibility of the entire community. It plays out in the ways in which we dialogue amongst ourselves about this issue, the choices we make, and our willingness to speak up about what we want and what we expect. While I was initially in a position to recognize that the publishers had said little or nothing in the wake of the killing of George Floyd, and I felt and still feel very strongly about this, my intent was not necessarily to lead a rebellion so much as to bring awareness to the issue, take the actions that I felt I could reasonably make towards addressing it, and hopefully start a dialogue in the greater community about it. I view this as a long-term, ongoing situation that will require continued engagement, continued efforts, continuing dialogue, and regular re-examination as each of us figure out how we can move forward on a personal level. This will ultimately be part of what I intend to do while I'm taking a break from YouTube and social media. I intend to continue seeing tarot clients as I have been. You will still be able to reach me via email or through Etsy should you wish to book a reading with me. I will not, however, be spending time engaging on comments on YouTube videos or spending time on Instagram while I'm on a break, as I view it as an opportunity to sincerely detach in order to put my focus towards the people and the issues where my attention is most needed right now. That said, I don't know how long I will be on a break. If there's one thing I've learned about 2020, it's that the best laid plans can be laid to waste in a heartbeat, and that adjusting the sails continuously while learning is a much more effective strategy. If all goes according to plan, I hope to return in a month or so, even if it's simply to offer an update. And with all of that said, I sincerely hope all of you are able to remain safe, to remain healthy, to remain strong, and that hopefully we can all find some peace and some helpful ways for moving forward as a community on a lot of these issues. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope to talk to you again soon. Bye.